We always say the Hangman, you know, this is about a waiting card. You know, you're not doing anything, you're sitting down, but you know, you're trying to come into enlightenment, and you are trying to come into enlightenment. But as I said last week, this is the drag queen of the tarot deck, because this appears to be all masculine, but it's not. It's divine feminine that's in charge in this card. It's the divine feminine that's in charge in this card, because the divine feminine is waiting for that wisdom to come through. This is all about what we've experienced, what we've done, what we've been doing, and the wisdom for that coming through. It means inevitably that we are laid back, we're chilling, the physical body's not moving, we're resting. So there could be a lot of that today. I mean, I reckon I'll be going back to bed. Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth. I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot Reader. And this, my darlings, is our daily pulse for Tuesday, the 21st of April. We will start, as we always do, with the base of the reading, and then we'll look on to what's facing us today, what's hidden, and our blessing, as well as our key message. And I see my little friend here, the Hangman. Okay, so let's start with the base of the reading, and that, my darlings, is the Strength card. When I was shuffling the deck, actually, a card just flew out the deck, the deck, and it was the 8 of Wands. And what day was it? Saturday, when I posted that video about how tired we all are and why we're feeling so tired, why we're feeling so drained. May continue today with the Hangman here, but why I feel so tired. And what I was meditating on around those times was the number 8, but also specifically the Star card. That's a trippy energy, that. If you ever want to meditate on an energy, the Star card is not, but give yourself a few days, because it takes you that to get back down to earth. That energy is high. Anyway, the theme of this is number 8, is why I'm saying this to you guys. The theme of this is number 8. And so even on Saturday, I was feeling, or Friday or Saturday, I knew and was feeling this energy of we had the Strength card last week as well. And we know that 8 is the karmic number. And so we know it's about karmic energy, karmic cycles, the completion of karmic cycles, the completion of, and the balancing out of things, and then the beginning of new karmic cycles. And so we sort of know that this is what number 8's about. So we have this energy. When I spoke about this card last week in our reading, I spoke about, this is the energy of fire, it's Leo's energy, and it's strength, and we go through karmic cycles. This is the number of infinity here above the head. We go through karmic cycles in order to show us our strength and to meet ourselves, really. So our divine masculine to meet our divine feminine. That's why we have karmic cycles, to learn more about who we were when we arrived here. We have these karmic cycles to learn about our woundings. We have karmic cycles to learn about to reach our potential. We have karmic cycles to learn compassion. We have karmic cycles. We have karmic cycles for all these reasons, and ultimately all our karmic cycles are about engaging with, after through everybody, the ultimate nature of reality. So the ultimate nature of reality, as described in the Tibetan Book of the Dead and traditional Tibetan and Indian, obviously, meditation literature. This is why we have karmic cycles. And so they demand our strength, and they show us that we are strong. This is a card of strength, and it shows that you can, and we are able to face and live and complete successfully any sort of challenge, if you will, that faces us. So we start, but it doesn't look like we're going to be doing much today. Who knows? But we start with the Hanged Man. Now, I do have a fondness for this energy. It's number 3, it's number 12, and we have another number 3, which was our messages today. But it's number 12. So it's number 1 and number 2. So let's go back to basics with numerology today, guys. In fact, do you know, I never show you this. Do you know what the first house in astrology is about? It's all about your identity. The first house in astrology. Yeah, 1 and 2. It's, in fact, 1 and 2 and 3. It's all about, I did these, these are all my effort doing this, but it's good to have to know. First house is all about number 1. This is the first house. It's about your identity, the physical body and health, appearance, and your actions and behavior. So divine masculine, 1, so the start of something, the beginning of something, going out. It's Aries, Mars and fire. This is also Mars and fire. That was our card yesterday. Anyway, the star card. I mean, sorry, getting all over the place today. But I was just talking about the star card, weren't I? You know what? high star card. Heavy though, that energy's woo, trippy, I should say, not heavy. Anyway, so this is what the first house represents. So when we have number 1 here, we're starting anew. I always say that too. It's an auspicious new beginning is number 1. It's a new beginning, but it's always about our identity, what we're going to be doing, our actions, new, the physical, moving the body, doing new things, striking out. Number 2, the second house, is linked to, this is what it's linked to: money and wealth, financial conditions, security, gains and losses, your attitude and your concerns about these things. So what you think and feel about your security, what you think and feel about your financial situation, money, wealth, etc. It's Earth, it's Taurus. So it's about, number 2 is about commitments. Number 2 is about the number of commitments. We can see elements of that in the second house. So number 2 is about commitments. Number 2 is about our duality. It's about both feeling the same, thinking the same on both sides. So there's an energy and element here with number 12, with the Hanged Man, of there is a beginning of the physical body, the physical health is affected because we are engaging with new things related to our identity, because those things are actually bringing us insight in our conscious mind. This is the third house. The third house is all about your conscious mind, communication, early life experiences, really. And it's about, look, it's linked to Gemini here, which is all about your intellect, your judgment and your analysis, your ability to be sort of discerning, ability like that. So with the Hanged Man, I mean, I don't know, I've just basically told you all that, but I've told you all that to give you a sort of sense of the fullness of the energy of the Hanged Man. Because we always say the Hanged Man, this is about a waiting card. You're not doing anything, you're sitting down, but you're trying to come into enlightenment, and you are trying to come into enlightenment. But as I said last week, this is the drag queen of the tarot deck, because this appears to be all masculine, but it's not. It's divine feminine that's in charge in this card. It's the divine feminine that's in charge in this card, because the divine feminine is waiting for that wisdom to come through. This is all about what we've experienced, what we've done, what we've been doing, and the wisdom for that coming through. So, but that means inevitably that we are laid back, we're chilling, the physical body's not moving, we're resting. So there could be a lot of that today. I mean, I reckon I'll be going back to bed. I mean, I've been sneezing all morning. Anyway, so we have this energy here of we're sitting back, we're sitting down, we're resting the physical body, we're resting the physical self, because we're coming into enlightenment that is going to, yes, shift how we see ourselves, our perspective of ourselves, our identity, first house, but also how we view our relationships with others, potentially, our relationships to money and security, potentially, our relationships to what we do and our actions. And it's the wisdom of the learning, if you will, that we've been doing, that we're waiting to come through today. So if you're chilling today, if you're resting today, if you're relaxing today, if you're tired today, I told you, didn't I? I said on Saturday, I said, yeah, you probably feel all right. On Saturday, I said, you think you feel all right, but I guarantee you, it'll take you a few more days to really just shake it off, to really just get over the tiredness. And I was speaking to my friend yesterday. She rang me. She said, Ruth, I'm really tired, I'm really emotional, and she said I'm up and down like a roller coaster. And she's a teacher, she's my teacher friend, when I was an English teacher, a school teacher, we worked together. And so she's not into this, I don't suppose, tarot, but I always tell people you should be. Anyway, she rang me. She said, what's wrong with me? And I said, do you know what it is? I said, right now, the whole world's being mindful. I said, usually that mindfulness is reserved for, the monks and the tarot readers amongst us. It's such an intense way of living mindfully, where you constantly have to notice what you're thinking, notice what you're feeling, what's going on in your head, and I say it like that in a laborious way, because it's not laborious to me. It's like second nature now, literally, because I do it every day. But everybody else, not everybody else, but a lot of people don't spend so much time engaging with themselves, engaging with what's going on in their head, noticing what they're thinking, noticing what they're feeling. And obviously during lockdown, that's what a lot of people have been doing. And I said to her, that level of attention, I said, that's why I'm a tarot reader. You people who follow key wisdom, you know, it will come every 2-3 months, and I'll be gone. You won't see me for a while because I'll be exhausted, and that's because reading every day is hard work because you're concentrating on a lot of different things when you do these readings. And I just said to her, I said, because of this level of mindfulness that we've all been in, I don't know what's going on today. Anyway, because of this level of mindfulness that we've all been engaging in during lockdown, mindfulness that people don't know if they're even engaging in, but they are. You know, this is why, again, why a lot of people are very, very tired physically as well. But we're moving on. Our path is opening. Our path is expanding. I won't spend much time on this card because it was our messages today. But we know it's number 3. We've talked about the number 3, and we know it's the one that is, so it is our fire. So it's interesting because we've got 2 fire here, which is all, these are active energies. These are energies about movement. These are active energies. These are energies about actions and things happening, things shifting, things moving. But this is not. You know, our key message is saying to us, don't move. You know what our key message is saying? Don't move, chill, relax, you know, come into that enlightenment, allow that wisdom to come into your mind, you know, allow yourself to know these things, allow yourself to understand and realize and see what it is you've learned. And wait, because this is a number of the card of what's facing us, remember. So wait, because this is, again, when I was saying in the beginning that I could feel this energy coming towards us, this new energy coming towards us. And this, again, is a promise of that. This is, again, is the promise of new opportunities, new energy coming towards us. And I felt this last week that there's going to be waves of good news. And then, you know, over the weekend, a few countries said that they were going to be opening the borders. And that's really great. Not opening the borders, you know, opening the schools or whatever. So it does feel like it's coming in waves of good news, but I do worry. I don't talk about Corona. Well, I do, but you know what I mean. But I do worry. There's certain countries I do worry about, I'll be honest. I mean, and that's because of the things that I've had these sort of, not visions, but very clear messages about specific countries and about specific state figures, if you will, since 2018, since the end of 2018, when I was doing the yearly readings for 2019. So I spent all 2019 scared that this world leader was going to die, because it just kept saying there's going to be so much death around this person, there's going to be so much death, there's going to be so much death, there's going to be so, and actually how it came through is so many people are going to die. And in 2019, so I was like, it's all the way through 2019 that, oh my God, that was going to happen. Like the world, I was getting scared in 2019. Little did I know, you know, I was being prepared. And so yeah, anyway, I worry, to be fair. I do worry about certain countries, but, you know, who am I? I just read tarot. Anyway, so we're looking and hoping for waves of good news to be hitting us. But we're also know that today, you know, you've got to wait for that enlightenment also, but this is real energy coming toward it, real new experiences potentially coming toward us. That's what I'm feeling with this. I'm feeling like, yeah, I don't know, I'm not saying the vaccine's coming, but do you know what I mean? Like, I do feel like something good's coming. I hope it's good anyway. Right, okay, so let's move on to, it's always a positive. This is just new energy coming in, this is, and it's ones that we've worked for. I talked about that yesterday's reading. Anyway, okay, what's hidden? Oh, we're back to this. And now, do you know what did I say to you in the very first daily post that I ever recorded for you guys a couple of weeks ago, for us all, I said, thank the universe that the brain can do this. Thank the universe that our brain can do this. Our brains can do this, because it would have been so difficult 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, during, you know, when they first announced lockdown, for example, if this type of energy didn't exist, the energy of the 7 of Swords. Well, what this is telling me is that, you know, 7's the number of mystery, so we're always asking questions with number 7, and in this instance, it's sword energy, so it's about our thoughts and our minds, our clarity, our consciousness, our communication, what we say and think, and in this instance, what we allow ourselves to say, what we allow ourselves to think. So this is about our awareness. Now, we're sort of stuck in a way, really, in a way of thinking, 2 of Swords. We're sort of focused on a way of thinking, and a way of thinking that potentially needs to change, or does need to change. But what this is it's a self-protective sort of reaction and response to the craziness that's been going on, if you will. So this is the energy of everything's going to be all right. 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 And oh my God, there's so much going on. Oh my God, I can't focus on it. This is the kind of you telling yourself in your mind, everything's going to be all right. But what's hidden, the normalcy bias, I like to call this card, the normalcy bias, wanting to think that things are the same, wanting to, really just being stuck on the old way, just because it's so challenging in a way to wrestle with the things that are really happening and occurring and scaring us maybe. It's very faint. It's very faint. There's the words that are coming through about this card. It's like there's an actual message. Just let me try hear it. See, I can't. Yeah, it's not like turning on TV, hearing messages from I don't even know where. Anyway, whatever. The ultimate nature of reality, but it's something like you're not listening. It's something like you're not listening. You're not listening. You're not listening. Something like that I can hear, but it's a bit hard to decipher. I suppose if it's saying we're not listening, that's what's hidden. So I really do think that it's about the wisdom that we're not listening to, maybe, or the learning that we're not listening to, or you have changed. Your mind has shifted and your perspective has shifted. And I think that, as I was saying to my friend yesterday, none of us will ever be the same after this. We'll never be the same after coronavirus, because this is what we call a trauma. Obviously, this is a traumatic experience. And so people will, if you will have had, I'm sure, as an individual in your life, experiences that were traumatic for you. I've had experiences that were traumatic for me. I used to suffer from PTSD for 10 years. So I understand the sort of level of anxiety that sort of, happenings can have on us, on our psyche, on our minds, on our body, on our health, on all that. And so will the people that have had that type of trauma. So this is a type of, and I said to my friend, I said, we're never going to be the same. I said, but we're woken, everyone has finally woken up. And I don't mean that in a sort of, oh, finally they've caught on. I mean, this is what it's for, part of the function of mass, world events, for example, like the atomic bomb. Can you believe that even, I still can't believe that any of that atomic bomb business happened, by the way. I was watching it, I love my science. I was watching a documentary over a week, and I was like, what? You dropped an atomic bomb on nah, man. You tested that on soldiers? Nah, I couldn't believe that stuff. Anyway, but what happens is that those type of events, obviously like the Second World War as well, it didn't work for the Second World War. It didn't wake people up enough until after it, did it? As I said, with the atomic bomb, even with all those people that, even with everything that happened. Anyway, why am I telling you this? Because we're all literally woken up, and it's not an easy place, is it? It's like being birthed, and you go through the effort of, your mother goes through the effort of, pushing you out in labor. And we feel it, now it's like you've just been born again, right? You're physically, it's like, God bloody hell, my body, man, painful, man. That's what it must be. That's why babies are always crying, because it's coming out. And that's what but we've all just been born again, literally, in this world of corona. And it's like, and now, so you're tired now, you're learning now, we're responding to our instincts now. It's a different world now, and it will never be this for the people that are alive today. This will change us. And that might sound scary to some people. For me, you know, I live for growth. So I'm all about, my master number is number 7. So I'm all about, you know, trying to understand what the heck this is, how it affects us, what life is, what thoughts are, what feelings are, what energy. I'm all about understanding that. And I think for us all, we all are just really trying to come to terms and understand sort of how this whole corona life is affecting us. But I think that the whole rebirth sort of, you know, I bet you thought it would be nice. This is what, oh God, this is what people always think, innit? This is what people always think. I love this. This is my blessing, actually. This is what people always think, though, don't they? They think that spirituality and like mindfulness and, you know, it's also like hippy dippy and like chill. Listen, this now people know how brave the job is that we do. How brave you have to be to practice mindfulness every single day. That takes a huge amount of bravery. And now everyone's doing it, the whole world. And it's not easy, but it's doable. And it makes us stronger. And it makes us understand more. And it makes us have a much broader experience, a much broader life experience, a much broader physical experience, a much broader mental experience, emotional experience, intuitive experience. It's a much broader and much fuller, and it's exhausting to live that life that way. It is, you know, you get used to it, but it's where we're all at. We're on this. This is why I keep doing these collective readings, because we're all on this slow wake up together, or this abrupt wake up together. We're waking up. The world literally is waking up. People keep saying #walk. I'm going to read you the one of these days. I'm going to read to you, because I found it in here, actually, in the Tibetan Book of the Dead. I found, this is my book, and the Dalai Lama does a very good intro in this book. And in this book, which I always have to tell people this, because I just love this. Look at this. So in this book, look at this. This is the Tibetan title. The great. I mean, look how this is out the English. All right. I mean, I'm English. I'm not. Well, I am English, I suppose. I mean, British, English, whatever. But I'm Nigerian as well. Obviously, my parents are Nigerian. But anyway, but look at the English title, Tibetan Book of the Dead. You know, the simplicity of that, which doesn't really tell people anything. You know, it's like the drama of it. But actually, this is This is why I love the Tibetan literature and the traditional stuff, because it's called The Great Liberation by Hearing in the Intermediate States. And when I was reading this a few weeks ago, a month ago now, I can't remember when I was reading it last. Not long ago. When I was reading it last, I was rereading the intro. Anyway, I was rereading some of the intro, and there was a definition. I couldn't believe it. I'm reading, and he's talking about, this is basically the Dalai Lama explains being woke, and I didn't know there was such explanation. Did I find it in here? I can't find it. Anyway, so I'll try to find it one day, and I'll read you the title of what the Dalai Lama and what the Tibetan Book of the Dead describe as #walk. And as I said, it's all about the ultimate nature of reality. Anyway, I digress. So we come on to the final card, which is our blessing today. Now, what do I always say to you guys? Listen, I tell you in all the readings, this is our blessing, this card. This card is awareness. That's what this card is. We should stop calling it Dark Night of the Soul, and we should, because that's every night now. That's every night during Corona. We should stop calling it that. And we should start calling this card awareness, because that's what it is. This is the awareness of all the things that we need to come to terms with, that we need to realise, that we need to recognise. This is changing you, and that's fine. What I always say to people, you know, do you want to be the one thing on this, in this whole solar system, that doesn't change? Because everything else in this whole entire solar system changes every single moment of every single day. Even you. If you don't know, you can't grow. The universe continues to expand. You know, I'm bringing in a bit of physics here. The universe continues to expand because our minds do. See, look at that. I see that. You know what I mean? Like you're going to be a bit of an artist. You've got to be a bit of a, a bit of a physicist, and you're a bit of a poet. Anyway, I digress. You know what this card is. You know what sword energy represents. Number 9. Let me show you my ninth house stuff. I don't know why I'm showing you these today. I'm going for it today, aren't I? Clearly. Because this is going on. Look at this. This is what the ninth house, I forget. This is religion and philosophy, higher learning, dreams, spirituality, synchronicities. Also fire. Lots of fire today. Link to to fire there. Hello, Tiny. Tiny just came in then. So you see, don't you? That you see the higher learning, dreams, spirituality, synchronicities, philosophy, religion. This is oh yeah, I like this. I like this energy. You know, that's my type of energy, really. Looking at that, that's my type of energy. I quite like that type of energy because, you know, we're asking questions. We're coming into understanding. We're engaged. We're learning. We're wanting to learn. We're wanting to know. You know, we are, and this will happen. This might happen during the night. This might happen in our dreams. You know, this might happen, but it's for our higher learning, and it really is for our higher learning. You know that number 9's linked to the Hermit, linked to Virgo, all about what's going on within. I need to be quiet because this is always going to take ages to upload. Anyway. But we know that number 9 is linked to that energy. So it's always about actively engaging with what is going on inside. And what's going on inside is the blessing is to see it. The blessing is to know it. The blessing, this is your blessing, our blessing today. The blessing is to know what your mind is telling you. Now, there's anxieties going around that are subtle anxieties, you know, subtle anxieties that we're all kind of experiencing right now, including me. Subtle anxieties around the state that we're in. So we're not thinking. We're not consciously in our mind thinking, oh my God, like I don't have no money, or I'm not going to be able to pay my rent, or we're not consciously thinking in our mind, oh my God, my kids are going to fall behind at school, or whatever it is. We're not thinking. But the worry of that, oh yeah, you know that on a level we're thinking that. And this is that on that level being exposed, if that makes sense. These are the subtle anxieties that sort of we carry around with us. We don't really think about. You know, I had to sort out my money yesterday because, you know, the advertising revenues have gone just like everything else, you know, advertising revenue. So even though you get views, that's why it's like it doesn't matter how many views you get because you're not going to be earning the same money. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So I have to sort out what am I going to do? Do you know what I mean? What am I going to do? Because this is how I make my money. I don't have any other income. But I tell you what, after I did it, I felt so much better, and I just slept the whole day. I was like, I didn't realize that I was actually, because I don't consciously ever think really about money. I don't really. I mean, obviously sometimes I do, but you know, I just know what will be. The money will be there. You don't really have to. You know what I mean? That's how life is. It comes to what you need, you have. That's, you know, it comes karmically. And it does happen financially as well. Anyway, so what you need, you come. So you just have to sort of trust that and allow that. But actually, after sorting that out, I felt so much more like there was a place in my body that was thinking, oh my God, what if I run out of money? There was a place in my body that was thinking that, but it wasn't my brain. And I didn't know that there was a place in my body that was thinking that until after I'd sorted out my money. And then I was like, oh my gosh, where did that come from? That feeling. I discovered this new place in my body, and this is what I was thinking in this place. I never knew it existed. I never knew that I thought that. I never knew that I had that anxiety. And then I was floored. I was exhausted because I was releasing. And I was just tired all day. And I was the type of tired where you kind of just like walking around your kitchen and like wanting to put your head on the counter because you're so exhausted. I was that type of tired again yesterday. But anyway, I digress. So this is that energy of coming into this is the card of awareness. I'm going to just say that because that's what it's about. It's about awareness. It's about coming into that awareness. And this is a marked shift and a marked change. And the awareness is, remember what number 9 is linked to, all these things that I've said already. Remember number 9 is linked to, I'll try and make that your thumbnail so you can see it. That's what it's linked to. So you have this, you've got to understand and know that it's this type of energy that brings us into the wisdom of the Hanged Man. You know, this is why we're waiting. So don't feel bad about resting today. Don't feel bad about chilling today. Don't feel bad about being tired today. You probably will be very tired. You probably will be very lethargic. You know, Hangman don't mess about, man. As I said, drag queen of the tarot deck. Do not be fooled by her, because it's definitely a her, darling. By her chilled nature, because she is learning and paying attention, but she's making sure that your Adam, your body, ain't doing nothing. Your body ain't going nowhere today. So just chill, just relax, and just allow yourself to come into this awareness, because actually it looks like we're manifesting something new anyway. We're bringing in some new energy. New experiences are coming toward us. New stuff is coming toward us. It looks like that's happening. And so we have to release, we have to purge, and it's a natural process. It's a natural process. All I'm asking you to do is engage with that process today. Okay, I'm going to be quiet. Thank you so much for being here, my darlings. I know that meeting went on. I don't have any idea why. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoy this reading. I hope you have a lovely day. Engage. Rest. Don't put no pressure on yourself. Notice what you're feeling. Notice what you're thinking. But rest as well. Watch a few films. Just don't stress yourself out, because the awareness will come. It will come. Trust and believe. All right, my darlings, have a lovely day. I'll see you all again tomorrow with your brand new Daily Pulse. Take care, my lovelies. Bye.